Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Keeping Up with Conspicuous. So, today we are joined by the lovely Kindra and Meara from Arctic IT. And another person who's becoming a bit of a familiar face on the podcast now is our director, Alex Blok.
I'm
so,
back.
yeah, you are back. So lovely to meet you guys. I know that you work alongside Alex as well, but for me, it's the first time meeting you guys, so it will be nice to get to know you a little bit more. Um, so just so everyone else who is watching, if you were to give a brief overview about, well, both of your backgrounds and then also a bit about Arctic IT.
Sure. So my name is Meara Boling. I'm the VP of Internal Operations here at Arctic IT. I've been with the company for just over 16 years. So I've seen us grow and change over the years in many different ways, and of course, being like one of 15 people or so in the very beginning when I joined, and now being over 130 folks strong. So lots of different changes. I have human resources and accounting and some of our operational team members that report into me. So I'll hand it off to Kindra, who is in the field, in the trenches, and working with our clients in the daily on a daily basis.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kindra Locklear. I'm an enrolled member of the Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina. I'm a senior program manager here at Arctic IT. I work daily with several clients across the board, implementing various Microsoft solutions. I implement from F&O solutions to travel platforms to even engineering projects as well. So I really enjoy working at Arctic, and we have a phenomenal team that have become my family.
Yeah, I'd echo that. I think Arctic IT are, well, you'd probably think I say that all my clients are my favourite, but I actually do really love Arctic IT.
I'll buy you a pint later, Alex.
No, you're genuinely all amazing people that really are professional, and you know, everyone who we've helped get a job with Arctic IT has absolutely loved everyone that works there. So it's a testament to how you kind of built your culture. You know, it's really impressive, and
And
that's
it's
why customers love
interesting,
you.
and it's just to note as well, because everybody is remote and dispersed these days, and have been for a while, but we've been like that since pre 2020, and so Kindra mentioned that she's on the East Coast. I'm up here in Anchorage, Alaska. So like we're thousands and thousands of miles apart. But yet we all are aligned and connected through our common goals and our desire to do great work and really empower our employees, team members.
That's really interesting, actually, that you were doing it before 2020 and the whole COVID situation. So, with that in mind, was it just something that you guys discussed as a team that actually it can work? What were your reasonings for going for it when everyone else was more hybrid or in office?
So it was pretty organic, to be honest. So we do have our headquarters here in Anchorage, Alaska, and back in the day, that was the predominant location for our team members. And then we started adding, team members here and there, throughout the U.S. And by the time, um, sort of the mid 2012, that type of thing, we were starting to really kind of transition from being sort of equal amounts in the office and equal amounts, remote. And then now it's far stacked in the other direction, where about 93% of our team is remote. We have a very small office footprint here in Anchorage, and then we have a support center in Plano, Texas, that has about 15 folks in it. So it wasn't necessarily a specific decision. What we did find, and why we love it is that we get just so many different diversity of applicants, of people who can come and work in our organization, and to not be beholden to, I have to be able to commute to an office. We're really able to just connect with so many customers as well as potential team members. So it's really great. It has its own set of problems, of course, right? Like time zones are never fun to deal with. So I appreciate you guys staying a little late here. And, it's a little early for me, but you find the happy medium, for example. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's, right. I think it's brilliant that you can all communicate so effectively, and diversity point is a good point. I hadn't really thought of it so much like that, but yeah, you're right. You get much more diverse customer base and workforce by offering that remote working style, which is brilliant.
We do.
And everyone,
we're really big on communication, and so there is just so much emphasis on communication, which is always going to bridge those gaps. I think that Kindra would agree that we pull the company together every 6 to 8 weeks or so for company-wide meetings, so that everyone's kind of on the same page in terms of what have we accomplished recently, where are we going, celebrations, milestones, that kind of thing. And then just being able to really emphasize, like, that within a team, for example, within a project team, communication is really important. You have to communicate up, down, sideways, every which way, so that everybody's working cohesively. So it's a huge emphasis of ours.
And if I can add to that, Meara, I agree 100%. And with our clients as well, our team understands that we have clients that we work with all the way across the United States. So they're very, we just communicate very well together. And that's what I like about our team. We just get the job done and make sure that our clients are taken care of. So.
You make it sound so simple, Kindra. So, so everyone should be doing.
It's part of her superpower.
Because obviously, Kindra, for you, you're in and amongst it, as Meara said earlier. You're out there in the trenches, on the field. You're there. So for yourself, who you are working remotely, and you've got to do the customer side, but also keep in contact with everyone else. Do you feel like there's been any challenges, or has it been pretty smooth sailing for you in terms of remote working?
For me, I think it's, I was a little scared at first, but for me, I have the leadership support and management support and team support. So there's been times I may have had, like an Alaskan client, for instance, and they're quite a few hours behind me from East Coast. I've been able to pivot and come into the office a little later than normal, and leave work a little later, just to be able to pivot and change my work hours with, of course, the blessing of my leadership. So as well as my teammates, we just know what work needs to get done, when it needs to get done, and we pivot accordingly. Of course, being a mother as well, my kids are here a lot in the summer, and as long as I just communicate, because I have client meetings throughout the day, it's very, I try to make our meetings and become more personable with my clients, so they understand that I am working remote from home, but by the way, I apologize for my child walking in the room. So you have those type of things, but as long as I've found a way to communicate and be open with my clients and my team, and we just trust one another to get the work done when it needs to get done, and we've been successful at that so far.
Yeah, that's great. I think, well, Lucy, how many times have you seen my kids climb all over me and pull my hair? It's part of the package, isn't it?
A lot. Yeah, but they are my favorite calls, though. So
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, because I switched to remote working at the start of the year, and I'm the one person that is remote full time. And as mentioned just now, obviously my partner's just come home early, so you have to run and tell them, don't come in the room, don't do this. So
Mhm.
there are things you've got to manage, but also for me, like I feel like I definitely can get a lot more done because when I'm in the office, I end up being a little chatterbox talking to everyone, or I can't go on the phone because Foz is too loud opposite me. And there's all these like pros and cons, but it, if you communicate, it works. Like it works so well, and you guys firsthand showcase that, which is obviously great. So yeah, now I know well, for me, because as I said, I don't really know you guys too well because I'm on the UK side. So it's really interesting to get to know you guys a lot more as well. But I know in terms of your company, you've got a bit of a focus on the tribal community. So if you were to let us know a little bit more about your commitment to serving that community, that would be fab.
Fantastic. Well, I'll take one part of this, and then I'll let Kindra kind of take another kind of part of this. First and foremost, we are owned by an Alaska Native corporation. So, as part of that, we have a very honored position and responsibility to be a part of that and serve the shareholders of our Alaska Native Corporation. And so the ways that we've been able to do that have been through outreach and engagement. So I travel, sometimes a couple of 100 miles into different parts of Alaska to do outreach into high school career fairs because I'm very passionate about having youth know about opportunities and technology. Up here in Alaska, we don't have the best infrastructure that a lot of folks may take for granted, within the larger metropolitan areas and things like that. And so hopefully some of that is going to be changing with some improved satellite technologies because it's not widely available and it's very expensive up here. And so my hope is that with improved infrastructure, I'm going to be able to get jobs and employment opportunities and education into remote areas of Alaska that aren't currently available. But I also have to get youth engaged and knowledgeable and be thinking about that type of opportunity. We also have internships that we offer for shareholders who are in college. And so they get to come in for the summer and work either remotely or in our office in a variety of capacities. And so that's a really great way for folks that, again, are kind of going through a degree program to be able to get some hands on experience. And in some cases, it may kind of realign their career paths as well. We've had that happen where one of our current team members was planning into going into one field and then did an summer internship with us. Completed that when we had a position open up that she was qualified for. She, was like, yes, I would love to come, back and join the team. And she's been with us for a full-time employee for, gosh, over a year and a half now, I want to say,
Oh, wow.
here in Alaska.
Brilliant.
So that's part of the way that that we contribute and are committed, kind of at the more corporate level, if you will. Oh, and of course, another just sort of comment is that our hard work translates into financial results that then go and support a historically marginalized population. And that's something that I feel really good about is that helping getting economic resources into hands of folks where, gas is $15 a gallon, or a gallon of milk is $12 a gallon in rural Alaska, right? And so if we can economically help support, that is also another fantastic outcome. And I feel really good about that compared to, making more money for Wall Street, for example. So that's kind of one element of it. But I know that Kindra has a lot of also personal experience and a lot to say about how she's been able to express that commitment as well.
Thank you, Meara. So that's one of the big selling points for me, Arctic. I love everything about Arctic, but I really love working with our tribal clients. Being a native myself, coming in to Arctic prior to, I helped start a Girls Who Code program at my university, my local university. I teamed up with the Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina and started our first Girls Who Code program because I seen the need for more natives in IT. But what I also learned is once I came to the company, I learned that we don't have the normal resources that everyone else has. So it's just been an honor to work with our clients and see the change that the company and impact the company's making across Indian country. It's very powerful from, talking with tribes who are sovereign, encouraging them to update their infrastructure while keeping their sovereignty intact, but also, putting their tribal members and communities at the forefront of, the technology realm. So it's been very rewarding, to say the least, to make such a huge impact on a community such as the Native population.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah,
That's
I
so
mean,
good.
it's like, yeah, I think,
Mic
yeah,
drop.
yeah, it is pretty. Oh, it's like when most companies, I think, with corporate, I suppose you label that like, oh, it's amazing what you're doing. It's almost like your company has been built around corporate social responsibility. Whereas I think a lot of companies go, okay, we're 10 years in, we made a lot of money, let's go plant some trees. Your whole company ethos is basically you've started with that, and therefore the whole mission is the same, and that's very different to, like you say, Wall Street, where they go, oh, we've got to, clean up some beaches quickly because we haven't done anything.
But we do that too. We do
Well, that's also good.
we do that as well. We actually so one of our core values is to make a positive impact, and we really interpret that both internally, externally, kind of in all facets, right? Like make a positive impact, do right.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we have is we have put together this volunteer time off program, a VTO program, so that folks can in their local communities, because remember, we're all over the country, go out and do things, Alex, like do beach cleanup or
Wow.
our entire leadership team. We were in Minneapolis last summer. We went to the food bank and, donated our time at the food bank to kind of help. We were sorting potatoes and bagging potatoes and things like that. That were then going to go out to local, get distributed. So we have one coming up where we're going to go help set up for the Alaska Run for Women, and we have a group of us that are going to go set up for that, which is a really large fundraiser up here in Alaska for breast cancer research and assistance. So it's just those kinds of things so that people don't have to use their vacation time, their paid time off, to go do something that they're passionate about. Just a little way to try and help encourage people to do something, and it's really fun to see what people kind of come up with and what opportunities they find. So it's pretty interesting. There's some really cool stuff out there, if you look, right? It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, like, obviously, I work in the UK market, and I'm now ever so slightly seeing a few more in their benefits package as such, saying that they'll allow like a day off per year for charity purposes, or up to them what they want to do, but to give back to the community. But I don't know I don't know what it's like in the US market, Alex, but is this quite a rarity, and is it quite a refreshing thing to hear?
Yeah, I mean, I'd still say it's quite rare, to be fair. I mean, you do see it sometimes,
Yeah.
but I don't know of any other, okay, in our dynamics world, dynamics, partners. I don't know of any that have got the kind of, like say the corporate social responsibility and these elements that the Arctic have. It's unmatched, and
Oh yeah.
I would imagine, I might be wrong, but I think what that would probably do is that you will end up hiring employees that are generally good, nice people that are probably, as a rule, easier to work with, and maybe I'm general, but probably just better workers, because they are generally more caring of the planet and people. I would imagine they generally tend to make better employees, but I
Kind
would have thought,
hearts.
yeah.
Well, I think that the experience that Kendra and I have had is that in general, like people that are here because they want to be here. And
Mm,
so we're all pulling in that same direction. And when you have people aligned in where you're going and why you're doing things, and what the benefits are, and um, we're still a for-profit business. It's still our job is to make money. But again, the money that we're making is going to go, contribute into a larger pot that's going to continue to do great things. So I have definitely found that I don't recruit as much directly as I used to, because I have an awesome team that takes that gets to work with Alex and takes care of that. Although Alex and I have definitely, done some some
yeah,
recruiting
yeah.
in the past. Um, and in general, when we talk to people about our culture and who we are and what kinds of things that we're doing, and Lucy, to your point, it is a day off, right? Like we debated, do we do 2 days off? Do we let's start with a day, right? And let's
Mhm,
see. And if
Yeah.
there's more of a need, then we can always, look at enhancing it. And so it's one of those things where, yeah, people are just generally excited to be here. And I really, really, really believe that our team members are our first customers. So if we have happy team members who are feeling fulfilled and excited about the challenges that they're helping solve, it's fantastic. It's
mm,
fantastic. It's a win
Absolutely.
for everybody.
Yeah.
We
mm,
um, and so we're very blessed,
mm.
Yeah.
as Kendra and I say often.
Well,
Blessed.
it's 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 really interesting because obviously from an outsider's perspective, like it's just so clear that as a business you guys have such a clear, bold mission statement and like culture that you guys have got, and it's almost as though although you're giving back to the community, just your internal community just seems so strong. And I know like you guys do awards and stuff, which I think is so important. And as you said, you don't get a lot of companies that say, actually, we need to focus on our internal staff, because if the internal staff are doing great and happy, of course that's then going to project into their work. So it's really refreshing to hear. Actually, it's nice.
Yeah. If I can
It
add to
is.
that, I got one more point that I wanted to just make sure that we touched on, which was that's another selling point for me for Arctic. This is the first company I've ever worked for where I had to take a brief leave for medical. And when I was leaving, like my access got cut. And I'm like, I can't check email. I can't check on my clients. No, you need to take care of you. You need to focus on your health and take care of you. Like that was like, it was scary, for 3 weeks. After the first week, I was like, I'm good. But, that was just totally different than what I was ever expecting from a company. I had never done that before. I went out on medical previously. And that was just like a breath of fresh air. It was scary at first, but it
Yeah.
was like a breath of fresh air. And I mean, they're always doing something constantly for our team. That is the little things that, make a huge difference. Like they see me. And that's why I love Ardent.
Mm.
Like they see each of their employees. I got a snack box in the mail yesterday, Meara.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so they're constantly doing stuff for our team, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, that's lovely. That is really nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so Kendra's referencing, so we kind of rebooted an anniversary kind of celebrations that we've done, because again, I mean, we can't get all gather in the break room for a slice of cake, right? So we kind of reimagined that a little bit and introduced some new things. And so So we now are like sending out snack boxes for folks that have been here for a few years on their anniversary, and it goes up and up, of course, the longer that you've been here. Next year, we will have somebody who will have been here for 20 years. And
Wow.
so he's going to get a big, he's going to have some big celebrations on that for 20
Snacks
years.
for a whole year.
Yeah.
Snacks on tap.
Yep, snack box a week.
Popcorn machine.
Well, oh, that'll be good. Love popcorn.
Yeah.
So I know we sort of touched upon a little bit about the technology and the services you provide. So obviously you're clearly giving first class service. All of you are happy working there, and that's being given on to your clients. Now, if I'm correct in thinking, you guys are both a Microsoft Gold partner and a ServiceNow partnership. Is that correct?
Yep. And so we have been a Microsoft partner for many, 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 many years. And, gold / whatever the current, framework is that is utilized. And so one thing that is kind of unique about us is that we're both Dynamics certified and experts and doing those types of projects. But Kindra kind of touched on this as well, where we also have engineering team members. And so we have the team members that are doing, the Azure deployments or those types of things. Back in the day, way back in the day, they were racking and stacking and, deploying servers and switches and things like that. Not as much, physical deployments, more virtual these days. We have our managed services practice where we are providing those, outsourced IT services and really becoming an extension of somebody's organization by taking on their IT responsibilities so that they can focus on developing their business and delivering services or products in their according to their needs. So, and now we're even, we have a head of emerging technologies who, has a tremendous depth in artificial intelligence and is really working to bring that alive within our organization, as well as how can we help our clients understand and utilize artificial intelligence. And so we're really fanatical about innovation. And sometimes people be ERP is ERP. Like, how innovative can you be with accounting? But you can. You really can be, innovative. Whether it's new, improved processes, to make the implementations go better, or new tools available for folks to utilize within the solution set. So that is one thing that's fairly unique about us. We actually hosted kind of our version of a hackathon. We hosted an innovation fair last year and gave away some awesome
Okay.
prizes to our team members. And they had just kind of a lot of leeway on what kinds of things they could submit into the innovation fair. So it was pretty fun to see what people came up with and submitted. But again, just kind of ways that we're trying to make sure that people have an opportunity to provide input, suggestions, feel that connection, and whatnot as well. So it's pretty exciting, and we're really excited to be able to bring that to lots of different markets. So we've been talking a lot about the tribal market. We also have commercial clients, and we also do government work as well. So we have quite a broad client base, I would say.
That's nice though.
Keeps you on your toes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, you're quite, yeah, and well, you've got not lots of nice offerings, haven't you, to your clients as well? So you're not just doing one module of, I don't know, F&O. You're
Right.
offering a whole range of services, managed services as well. So you could be a customer's one-stop shop for, if not
Yes.
almost most of their
Everything.
IT needs. Yeah, no, which
Yep.
is what So then they just come to you, which is great, and then they get to know you really well, don't they? So
yeah, and Alex, that's a great point. With our tribes, and even some of our rural clients, having that available, remote, they may not have the resources or the skill set in their communities to have a full-blown IT team, right? They may lack that skill set. And having that managed services as a service that we offer, it's okay if they don't have that skill set. We can bring that skill set to them remotely, and that's another phenomenal service that I think we offer.
Yeah, well, that's ideal. Yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? So good.
There's just a lot of big green ticks for you guys as a company, isn't there? There's got too many good things to talk about.
How much time do we have?
I know. Time is absolutely flying by. So I think, you guys as a business, as I just said, a big green tick. But, if you were to highlight, I don't know whether you have one each or just together you've got like a memorable sort of success story, but it'd be great for everyone to hear, where all of this has come together, everything that you guys have mentioned, and it's just, been a success.
Do you want to go
Seems like
first,
every day,
Kindra,
clearly.
or?
I'll let you go, Meara.
So this one's kind of a personal / work one, type of thing. But so one of the team members on my team, who is a shareholder of our Alaska Native Corporation, of our parent company, and she joined us as a receptionist, about 6 years ago now, I want to say, something along those lines. Maybe even coming up on 7. And was going to, has been going to college part-time. And about 2 weeks ago, I was able to go witness her walk across the stage and get her diploma. Sorry, it gets me a little,
Cool.
I'm so proud of her. She has worked so hard. She's made a lot of sacrifices, and she is what we are able to do as part of our community, as employers, as people, as part of an Alaska Native Corporation. She has worked really hard, and now she has a bachelor's degree in business administration. And, I hope she stays with us as a team member for a very, very, very long time, but, she has an additional, qualification and credentials that will help her, for the rest of her life. Right. So those kinds of things. Actually, the person that Kindra referenced earlier when she was talking about her bolo, that coming and working at Arctic IT, when they departed, that individual told me, working here has changed the trajectory of my life.
That's a big
because
statement.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. They are, obviously we still keep in touch with them, but it's really those kinds of things, being a part of our community within our company is really valuable. And sometimes people move on and then they're alumni, right? And then sometimes those alumni return. But so anyway, so that's one of my kind of highlights, I guess, that's just kind of recently top of mind, is being able to be present for another team member's really significant achievement and milestone.
That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I think I was going to just say, Meara, that's exactly what I was going to say. Just me personally, Arctic's changed my life as well. I'm in North Carolina, but I still live in my tribal territory. And so I never imagined in a million years that I'll be able to work from home, a mile from my parents' house, 2 miles from my mother-in-law's house, and be able to stay here in my community because we are so rural. A few years ago, that was a huge obstacle, having high-speed internet, but it has greatly improved for our area. So I would say that, just in general, Arctic's just changed my life. Being able to not only work from home, but being able to make create solutions for various communities and for all of our clients, that is making such a huge impact. I'm just honored and proud to be able to work for the Wayanda Alaska Natives, and to be able to work with my teammates. So.
God,
Wow.
this is all very positive, isn't it? I love
Yeah.
it. This is so good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Lovely on a Thursday afternoon. I know if
Come on,
anyone.
Lucy. We got a job for you. Come on over.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure
Sorry,
I've signed
Alex, you
I'm
should
sure
have
I've signed something with
introduced me.
Alex that I can't do that.
That's all right. We can work something out.
No, it is so lovely to hear, and I know if people in the comments as well end up writing comments, we'll reply back to them any questions you've got. But I think you guys aren't just a workplace, really, are you? You are a community, and I think that's such a big thing that's really come across. And as I said, I had no insight into you guys as a business prior to this, really. Obviously just hear the US team talk about you guys in the office every so often, but I've been in my little UK bubble, and the fact I can gauge such a strong picture and Arctic's identity really is such a big thing. Now, I don't know for anyone who is in the US who is watching, or people in the UK that may end up going to the US or whatever it may be. Are you guys at any events or anything this year that people can catch you at?
Oh, so many. I'm
Oh,
sure
well,
we'll be at. So we were just at Dynamics Con earlier this week, but I'm sure we'll be back at Community Summit. That's Alex. When is that coming up? Is that October?
Summits. Yeah, is it the middle of October? I think in Texas, isn't it? Are you going or?
I'm not personally going, but we will have people going.
Yeah.
So we do have that coming up, and then some of the more regional events as well. So always following us on, LinkedIn and Facebook is a great idea in terms of being able to know where we're heading, where we're at, stopping by if we're at a booth, kind of thing, to be able to connect and say hi. So definitely keep an eye on us, and we'll like, subscribe, follow, etc. So that we can always kind of keep in touch and create connections, right? Because those, you never know where a connection or a conversation can lead.
absolutely.
So
Definitely.
I landed here through a networking call that I made. Can you tell me about technology problems people are trying to solve? And that's how I got my job. So,
is it? Oh wow.
Yeah, it is. It really
There we
is.
go. Well, I think that's as much as we could probably talk for hours and hours. I think it's a really good point to finish on. You'll have Kindra's and Meara's LinkedIn's on this. We'll tag Arctic IT as well, their page. Keep up to date with them. I'm sure they'll both be happy to answer any questions, hopefully, if people have them. But it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sure Alex is feeling the absolute same.
Yes.
Yeah, as I said, probably talk for ages. But I've got some more recruitment to do today, so got to do that. But yeah, it's been so lovely having you guys on and learning more about you guys. Any comments we'll reply back to, but if not, we will see everyone next week. And thank you for joining.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having us.
No worries. See you later, guys. Bye.
Thank you.